Relax the egg, Wing Commander. Relax the egg.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Kill James Bond. I am November Kelly. I am joined, as always, by my friends Abigail Thorne and Devon.
Hey, how's it going? I'm in LA.
Hi, or perhaps I should say,
hello.
A movie with a lot of insane line reads in it. We are so close to being done with Eurospy season. This is our last, planned one. We'll maybe need to do some others, but, this is the bottom of our list. This is the second and, would you believe, last Bulldog Drummond movie.
I would believe that.
I'd believe it. It's fucked.
I would believe the fuck out of this. Yeah, this is the last one on our docket.
Some girls do. Some girls do.
Some girls shouldn't have, I think.
Some of you bitches shouldn't, you know?
I don't know what some girls do. I came out of this movie not knowing what some girls do. I'm having the kind of, Man from U.N.C.L.E. moment where I'm like, who are the karate killers?
What do these women do? That man didn't have a memorandum at any point. He didn't give one in.
What did James Bond do to that guy? what did he do?
What happened to him?
Questions from a podcaster who reads. I have no idea. But yeah, so this is the second and last one of the Bulldog Drummond ones with Richard Johnson.
Yes.
And let me tell you, this is not going to be an episode that particularly closely follows the plot of the movie, because the plot of the movie is confusing and poorly told.
And very bad.
Well, actually, maximal, I think, is the problem. There's just too much happening.
Yeah, absolutely.
But at the same time, very little. However, they've learned from their mistakes in the first one. They know what people like, and people like hot women killing guys on airplanes. And I do. So we open with one of those. Pretty good.
Hard to argue with this. We get an immediate 009 in that we're on an airplane. A beautiful stewardess who looks like a sort of very bewigged version of someone that Abby has never met and that I am dating, sits down next to an old guy.
She Boeings this guy. She Boeings this man.
He's in an exit row, and the additional training that you get for that is not equal to the task, right? Because she leans over, she lets the intrusive thoughts win, she pops the door.
The whole door comes off.
And DB Cooper's this motherfucker into the night.
She sits down next to him, between him and the door, puts the seatbelt on. He goes, expecting turbulence? And she goes, no, and just kicks the door straight open. And he goes, woof, out of the fucking place.
I do also want to highlight the insane pronunciation of turbulence that he manages. Turbulence and turbulence.
Actor who's never heard it said, only seen it read. But he's not bowing to die. He bowed did. He's gone.
It's true. He is bowing to a compromised. Fuck, that's nothing. I'm off today is the thing, right?
Bowing to a compromise is nothing at all.
Let me explain to you why I'm fucked, right? And maybe this will give you some context. I love to guest on podcasts. I do it as a favor. I do it on the slightest pretext. And so I got asked to go on a podcast called Failure to Launch about space.
Hell yeah.
And I was like, fuck yeah, I would love to go on your podcast. And I did, but I talked for 2 hours nonstop. And now I'm at a state where the things that I'm saying are not connected to anything up here anymore.
You've got to spin down from talking about something you care about deeply to talking about Some Girls Do, featuring Bulldog Drummond.
The thing about Some Girls Do is that it's an hour 47, I think, and I felt every one of those minutes.
Oh, yeah, they drag.
It really is, yeah.
It's a long watch. Some of these movies will do, I'll recommend them for fun. This is not one of those.
Not this one.
There's so little salvageable here, and it's so poorly scripted and directed that you just end up kind of, your brain glazes over a bit and you say things like you're bowing to a compromise to a permanent end.
But what we do at this point see that's what some girls are doing. Well, some girls are sitting around at some sort of evil lair headquarters. There's a series of 10 out of 10 smoke shows. And they're being presided over by this guy, Carl Peterson, who died in the last film. Welcome back to the show, Carl Peterson. Different actor.
Welcome back, Carl Peterson.
Somehow Carl Peterson returned. The new actor isn't as good.
No, I know.
No.
And he's just he's got this scale model of a supersonic airliner, right? A bit like Concorde, because this is topical at the time this came out. And he's like, pointing to bits of it. And he's like, the engines or whatever.
Fuselage, I believe he's.
Fuselage. And then like one of the 10 out of 10 smoke show baddies, because it's all women besides him, goes and like kills the guy who does the fuselage.
Yeah, he's got all women again. It's the same guy, same raison d'etre, kill people on aircraft using hot women. Different setup.
It's worse.
It's much worse.
In ways you'll find out, it's much worse.
When he says like, I'll kill the fuselage guy or whatever, he kind of like walks down a row of 10 out of 10 smoke show women to essentially like to pick the one he wants to go and kill the fuselage guy. And it just enters my head at this moment as a bit of like sort of thinking about acting. Imagine getting the role of unsuccessful at audition. Like,
hard to do.
To be like you finish the actual audition and they go, yeah, you beefed it on this one. Can you come back and do it again? But like we film it. Technically, you have got a part, but like not a good one.
I was going to say, I'm often getting the role of didn't make it at the audition. Like,
oh, I don't think that often, surely.
It's several of the biggest TV shows on right now. I got the role of didn't make audition.
It seems like several of them you made the role of in the thing. So to be fair,
I did, yeah, to be fair. Hello to all you fans of House of the Dragon who are just finding this podcast. So we see them blow up like a kind of lab for British atomic motors.
Yes.
They seem to do this in order to destroy a scale model in a wind tunnel.
Yes.
Yeah, slightly unusual.
My only note is just unclear question mark. And it doesn't matter.
Yeah, there's two things I want to note about this, which is they begin the scene as like one of the sexy women enters the thing in disguise. Another of the sexy women is in disguise working there. And they're starting a countdown. There's a guy going like 100, 99, and so on. And I note down two things.
I want to get that job.
Yeah. First of all, when the two women meet up, they have a little bit of a kiss at the number 69.
They do.
Which is, I believe, intentional. I believe this is like bawdy. I have a very poorly mixed drop of
69.
I'm so glad you got that.
And the second thing I know is that the guy fucks up the countdown. I somehow had a kind of like precog moment, right? Because when I started on the scene and I heard the guy going like 100, I'm like, they care so little about this. They're going to fuck up the ability to count down. And they do. The guy goes 43, 47, 41. And I'm like, okay, this is the level of like caring about this movie we're operating on, and I will match that.
Somebody's handwriting's like a bit fucked up then. Somebody's sevens look too much like twos. Anyway, so evil plans are in motion. And meanwhile, Drummond is paragliding in Europe. He's by the pool with a blonde smoke show, and they... the return of the fucked up drink order.
Yeah, well, before the fucked up drink order, I want to talk about the fucked up fit that he opens the movie in. He's like paragliding. He gets out of the water, and it's like the opposite of the like Daniel Craig coming out of the water being like, damn, this guy's hot. He's wearing a kind of like linoleum wetsuit that's about 5 sizes too large for him and is white. And it just kind of like crinkles over him like a shower curtain. It's very uncomfortable to look at.
Yeah, it's worth noting because we're going to talk a lot about how all the women in this movie find this man very, very hot. It is worth noting. He looks horrific. He looks like better part of fine, right? But like, there's no way.
His face is handsome, but his fit's a dog shit.
I mean, we rate face and body differently for a reason, dog. Like, he's like 7 and then 3, I think.
It was borderline unethical to make movies like as a series featuring men before Minoxidil came out. And the thing is, we said in the last one, Richard Johnson looks a lot like Connery. Well, in this way too, there's no hair left. It's none. It's like a whisper of a memory back there. It's like real fucking bad.
What's Minoxidil?
A hair regrowth thing. Yeah, you put it in your scalp. It's like doing wonders for me.
Writing that down.
Yeah, no, this is balding as fuck. It's fine. He's very, very hot. And he's drinking. He orders a drink for himself and for his partner, a lass by the name of Flicky. Flicky will return.
Flicky, yep. I hope you enjoy hearing that name because he says it twice in every sentence. Flicky.
The drink is beef soup, a little bit of beef soup, mostly vodka in a highball glass.
Yeah. It's called a bullshot, which is fully like I didn't know if this was real. I didn't care enough to find out. It's a real kind of red mocha cooler situation where it's something so viscerally horrid that you can kind of taste it involuntarily.
Yeah, it's like, fuck it. I believe you were drinking that kind of shit. This man's a British spy in 1969, you know? He was drinking Bovril.
I'm sorry. No, I need to correct you on something there. This man is not a spy. I'd like just to remind you, this man is an insurance agent, and everyone is treating him like a spy. Flicky is like, oh, like she's like, oh, like tell me about your adventures, like you're like a hero spy, and there's like women walking by the pool, like giving him the eye, and he's like, oh, they must be foreign agents, like he's playing into this, and I'm like, you work in insurance, my dude, you work for Lloyds.
These women who walk by the thing, and they're walking past the bikinis. One of them has a black eye, right?
Yeah,
and she says hi to him in a kind of like sexual way, and Flicky, as soon as they leave, goes, hey, did you do that? He's like, well, no. But it's never remarked on again. And I just write down, like, the 1960s. The 1960s. Domestic violence is a kind of comedy background fact of life. It's enough to put you off your fucking vodka bovril. And it's never, ever addressed beyond like, oh, well, Bulldog Drummond wouldn't do that, I guess. But someone did.
Is it meant to be a pop-up Bond?
I don't know.
Who does hit women a lot?
I have no idea.
Because he's like, I wouldn't do things like that to girls. Like, that's how I read it. I was like, oh, they're like taking the piss out of Sean Connery's Bond, who frequently beats women.
Well, I mean, Bond deserves it for sure, but like, it's nothing that explicit. Also, I'm still thinking about the vodka bovril. Like,
yeah.
But so Flicky's deal is that she's, the kind of American character who says G a lot, like gee whiz. That sort of deal.
She's Goodnight. She's Mary Goodnight from Man with the Golden Gun again.
Yeah. The same kind of like naive, ditzy, very blonde, very American. And I just think, oh, this is like, this shit sucks. Huh?
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, evil plans continue to be in motion because we see this scientist guy, Mr. Mortimer, don't get attached. Mm-hmm. He's designed this like amazing new plane and he's building it for the British government who've insured him for £5 million. That's how come Drummond is going to get involved with this, right? Mm-hmm. And he has this like suitcase full of classified notes. But as he's leaving his lab, two sexy ladies sabotage his car.
We should talk about this guy as well, right? Because he has a kind of affectation where all the shit he does is like 1930s style. So he's got like a 1930s car. He dresses like he's in the 1930s. And this movie it was made in the 60s. So this is like him being a 90s guy now. Just like an aircraft engineer who's really into like Oakley watches and stuff. And like...
and James Bond movies?
Yeah, I get... What else was on in the 2000s or in the 90s? What did we have in the 90s?
Don't know. I'm too young to remember.
Like some 41, maybe. Yeah.
There was so much shit going on in the 90s. I watch a lot of 90s movies just in my spare time, and I got to tell you, nothing good at all is going on out there.
Kelly releases the famous shoes video.
My God.
What?
I love it that even us riffed on that, we just both remembered the video and went, wow.
Yeah, just earnestly locking in, remembering this fucking thing.
So here's why I bring that up, is that I was in a club in LA last night and Kelly was there and did shoes live.
God fucking damn it. That's so funny.
Oh my God.
It was incredible. Like everyone went nuts. It was great.
We just need to make a big enough impact and then we can dine out on that for the rest of our fucking lives. That's all we need. We need to be the like 2020s version of the fucking shoes video.
Oh yeah, we already did Cars 2. Like it's downhill from here.
Just like we're like there like 30 years later and people are like, do the Cars 2 thing. And we're like,
they're doing that shit now. We asked if there were any Eurospy movies to fucking sweep up before the end of a season, and we got at least one person say Cars 2 to us.
We can't do Cars 2 as a Eurospy movie. There's very little Eurospy tissue there to interrogate.
You had your chance and you picked Zardoz and it was a better episode, all right?
Yes, it was. It was a great episode.
That is true.
Anyway,
this car gets sabotaged by two smoke shows who like sabotage it and then offer to like give him a tow and then tow him off a cliff.
I really like how like Three Stooges the assassinations sometimes are. This one's very, very good. Because he refuses to be assassinated. They're trying to be like, we'll tow your car for you, mate. And he's like, no, absolutely not. I'm going to push it. Just pull the handbrake off and let me get to work.
But they tow him up to like 100 miles an hour in this like 1930s like Austin Healey or whatever. And then let him go, but he doesn't brake or anything. He just drives directly off a cliff and dies, which RIP to that guy.
Yeah. Oh, well, there he goes.
They're kind of like both like taunting him as well. And it's kind of like a Rizless version of the two women killing Leonard Rossiter in the last one. It's just the same thing, but less inspired, you know?
The first time I see lesbian Winston kill, I'm like, let's go. Second time, that's nothing really.
It's not as good. Like it's not as compelling just because there's no chemistry between any of the cast. Any of them.
No, not at all.
Meanwhile, Drummond is doing some clay pigeon shooting with M.
Wait, we're skipping ahead. We're skipping way ahead because there's also because like we've skipped over like 3 things. I'm fucking running through the notes here because Abby keeps jumping ahead of me. So while he's on vacation, a guy shows up at his office to be like, "Hey, I have a message for him." And there is a 1960s Roomba, goes completely unexplained.
Yeah, what the fuck is this about?
Oh, you're so right. There is a 1960s Roomba. Yeah, I just wrote Operation Rubbit failed.
The deluxe auto cleaner, which looks like a fucking trash can. It looks like something that would get like eliminated by Hypnodisc and Robot Wars.
Round 1.
Doctor Who is terrified of this thing.
This is the scariest thing they can imagine in 1969.
I love the 1960s Roomba. And the secretary who's in there, who is not really a character, is just like, oh, by the way, watch out for the 1960s Roomba. And this guy's like, yeah, fine. And then kicks it. This guy, Miss Mary.
Yeah, he's a cookery school called Miss Mary. This man is gay. That's some of the joke. It's worth getting that across first and foremost. That's
the joke. Yeah, his name is literally like a homophobic slur.
Yep.
Is it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
This guy, this actor, I'm trying to remember his fucking name.
Robert Morley.
Robert Morley like had a line as a character actor in this kind of like pompous, like bloated, like conservative English vibe. And here is playing gay. I won't say with any great amount of dignity, but it's not as homophobic. It's not as flagrantly homophobic as it might be given the script, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I guess like everyone does treat him with a modicum of respect up until his untimely demise later.
It's true. He is wearing an earring in one ear and the whole effect is a bit kind of Ignatius Riley. But otherwise fine. He leaves a message for Drummond. It's like, hey, get back to me with the thing. Kicks the Roomba on his way out. So now Drummond comes back and is clay pigeon shooting.
And M is like, so we've got this contract, you know, it's definitely not corrupt. Mr. Mortimer wasn't just like some cabinet minister's landlord, but it's like a £5 million contract to build a supersonic plane, and somebody's trying to fuck it up, and they're insured with Lloyds, which is why you're like loosely involved.
Yes, it's Concord basically. Yeah. As they're clay pigeon shooting, we're sort of meant to understand that Drummond is hitting every clay pigeon, but the movie does not bother to include any kind of like shooting. But crucially, and this is like one of the biggest like misdeeds at like a remedial level of filmmaking, doesn't include any shots of clay pigeons being hit. So they just leave the actors to just react off of nothing.
It's one of those classic tell, don't show situations where like they're just stood in a line and he's going, bam, got that clay pigeon. And then he just goes like, oh, someone else has been shooting my clay pigeons. And he like asks around who it is. And it turns out this lass up a tree who's been doing it. Crucially, at no point are we seeing a clay pigeon.
No.
I believe she's called
Baroness Helga.
Yes.
Welcome to the film. Hello.
Baroness Helga. My apologies. I've disrespected Baroness Helga.
This is the bit where I really should be going like,
hello.
But I don't feel it. Like it's not that any of the women involved are like unattractive, quite the opposite. But like it's filmed so listlessly and like the acting is so flat that I'm just like, yeah, okay, it's fucking lesbian Mr. Wint again.
It's kind of nothing. She's like, she walks up, she might as well just be like, yeah, we're going to have sex now. That's the scene. And he goes, yes. And then it cuts star wipes to her in the bedroom or whatever.
That would have been a better edit, to be honest, complete with the star wipe.
There's also another guy in what is very obviously a fake beard who walks up and says hello and is like, hello, I'm also involved with a competing company. I'm definitely not Carl Peterson. Nice to meet you, Mr. Drummond. Bye.
I'm in the movie. Hi.
I'm in the movie.
This like not Carl Peterson, this kind of Count Olaf level disguise.
Schmal Schmiederson.
Yeah. He's disguised as another fucking Scandinavian.
Yeah.
It's like he's some Danish fucking guy.
Yeah, just like a Norwegian guy doing an impression of a Swedish guy. And I'm there like, I don't really understand what you're doing, but I'm sure this is so good.
Yeah, this is like classic like intra-Scandinavian bits. And I'm like, yeah, cool.
Yeah, just don't get it at all.
It's like, sort of Norwegian stand-up comic being like, now we all know how Swedes do the fucking thing with the rögra. And I'm like, yeah.
Finnish people drive their car like this, perkele.
Finnish people drive their car like this, and he's just fucking flicking it rally style round a corner at 70 miles an hour.
It's just coming off the road completely.
Finnish people love to drive a car like this, and it's like dying of a bee sting. A car you found in a garage.
So post Star Wipe, Flicky starts inserting herself into the situation. She enters the room the Drummond is in.
Yeah.
And it's like, am I intruding? Meanwhile, Helga or whatever's in the back.
Yeah.
She shows up also disguised as a Scandinavian. I don't know why this movie insists that, like, this was like it was like a micro trend. It was like a fad, like Brat, right? In 1969, everybody was fucking pretending to be Danish.
Well, no, I thought she was pretending to be like a Russian sexy Bond girl. Like she's trying to like.
She does so many voices and accents throughout this movie.
Bizarre.
She's definitely doing the like Bond girl bit, but I read it as Scandinavian rather than Russian. This is where the
hello
comes from, is because that's how she
maybe
like
that is. Yeah.
Gets through the door and then drops the accent as like, gee whiz, are you like fucking a girl right now? Should I leave?
And he's like, yes and yes. And she's like, no, I won't actually.
He's been fucking Helga in the next room. He's also poured them some champagne. The champagne he chooses for his like sex is Moet, which I think is a good choice. That's always a good sex champagne.
Uh-huh. This has been Avi's champagne corner.
I don't have one, I don't think.
No, I don't. Also don't.
But like, they also like, as he's having this conversation with Flicky, Helga's making a phone call in the next room and sneaking out the window, which is never what you really want the person you've just shagged to be doing.
That's classic.
Must have disapproved of his choice of champagne, you know?
Yeah.
Wasn't served at the correct temperature.
Moet, I'm out. Frickson, eh? God, who the fuck do you think I am? I'm out.
Champagne bad enough, I'm sucking the cum back into the end of my penis.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Fuck this.
What the movie really needed, right, was like a girl sidekick.
Right.
Because like the boy sidekick in the first one was kind of fun, but like the deal was, oh, Drummond's always annoyed at having to work with these people, and I guess it would have strained credulity to have him back again. So what about a woman this time? Also, I just think as well, like she's like, can I get a drink? And he doesn't offer the champagne. That's the champagne is for, you know,
That's
people he's currently having sex with.
Yeah, God no.
So she goes, oh, I will make myself the same thing that we had on vacation, which means this man had a decanter of beef soup slowly cooling on a bar, waiting for her to...
It's great value. You get the picture at Weatherspoons. It's really good value.
Just has that on tap. It's on draft.
The draft beef soup tap.
They could put it together. It's on the secret menu. If you
Implying a carbonated beef soup.
No.
no.
From the same gun that you get the Diet Coke from. It's just as a beef soup button.
See, I'm not seeing any sort of like water sparkling or not involved. I'm seeing pure beef soup and vodka.
Yeah.
Not enough vodka, but it's loose.
Doing a Guinness pour of beef soup where you pour some, wait for it to like...
Gotta wait for the skin to form.
Oh, man. That's gross.
Like, welcome back to my humble abode. Let me pour you some beef soup. Do you still want to have sex with me?
I never learned how to do the sort of like shamrock in the top of the beef soup, but it's
I do want to try a bull shot because I think that sounds nice.
No,
but
you don't.
I don't want to ever ask a barman for that because I don't want to have to go in the back and make soup.
This is the English madness clawing at the back of your brainstem. No, you don't.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we'll get together and all do a bull shot. Come on.
You are in Los Angeles right now. You don't want this.
That's true. Yeah, it's 30 degrees.
It's just the absence. You're like, I'm here somewhere where it's like, it's hot, it's sunny, and the kind of like residual Englishness is like, man, I wish I was eating some kind of animal that died horribly. I wish I was miserable.
You can take the girl out of the north.
Yeah, if only this was worse. I don't know.
What if I was eating the pies from fucking Chicken Run? What if that?
Okay, so Helga has also planted a bomb in Drummond's phone.
Yes, she has.
She's planted a bomb in Drummond's phone, which is not what you want your hookup to do.
No, God, no.
I will also say, Drummond is at this point wearing, and has been wearing for the whole scene, a lemon yellow dressing gown.
Yes,
which
he is, yes.
Is horrible. And so he picks up the phone. He's like, right, I need this like heinous bitch in my house to get a room at Claridge's. As he's about to get on the phone, he's like, wait. They're trying to fucking murder me.
He opens up his like makeup box and finds the receiver of the phone in it and goes, whoa, someone's been fucking with my phone.
Yeah. And so he stops Flicky from using the phone, unscrews the like sort of bit of the receiver, and finds what he describes as a plastic explosive in there. And I write down, they tried to do this man Mahmoud Hamshari style. And then I thought, that happened 3 years after this movie came out.
They tried to do him Drummond style.
There is a genuine possibility that in the course of Mossad, the Israeli intelligence agency's campaign of assassinations in revenge for the Munich Olympics massacre, that they were partially inspired by a Bulldog Drummond movie. And that sentence has made me feel as insane as if I had had like a full pint glass of carbonated beef soup.
This is terrible. This is horrific. You're so right. Well, what if it? No, surely not. Surely no one watched this in its time or now. We're the first people to ever see this movie.
Maybe it did like numbers in Israel, and a guy in Tel Aviv watching this was like, that's a fucking idea, actually. And just was like, I'll just keep that on deck. 3 years later is like, all right, it's time for me to do the events that will later be fictionalized in the film Munich. What do I have in the toolbox for this one? I mean, fucking, like, if they'd had the exploding cigars, like...
We should all start getting pressed if they start doing, like, the DNA virus from No Time to Die.
I would be pressed if that happened, yeah.
I would be somewhat pressed.
I would be somewhat pressed.
I know people who would be pressed, I guess.
It's true. Yeah, but, like, killing the PLO's guy in Stockholm with, like, a kind of exploding cigar, you know?
Speaking of bizarre assassinations, Miss Mary gets the device.
Yeah, well, so Miss Mary is like doing his cookery school, which is where we get the relax the egg wing commander drop from. And we get a bit of 1960s homophobia in a couple of ways, right? He's like teaching cookery, teaching all these like aged men how to like crack eggs. One of whom, said wing commander, like calls him mistakenly dear lady and then corrects himself. And it's like, oh, big laugh. However, he gets past a secret message on the way out. And then as he's like dismissing the class, he's like, yeah, this is fine. Tomorrow we'll start whipping. And there's a little twink in the class beaming, which is, I regret to say, funny.
Really funny. I wrote that down. I wrote, I absolutely love the faggot. I know he's just there because it's a 60s comedy and the joke is this guy's gay, but I still love him.
Yeah.
So energetic. So happy to be there.
Is it good representation? No. Is it funny representation?
Yeah.
Kinda.
Just feel like, yeah, this big guy's going to start fucking whipping me. Fantastic. There's also quite a 60s joke of like one of the, like a priest is like shoplifting on the way out. And it's like, society.
But when Miss Mary goes upstairs, there's two 10 out of 10 smoke show ladies. And one of them has the device.
Yeah.
What I do like is that in an earlier scene, Miss Mary had said he doesn't smoke because it kills the taste buds. And as he's leaving the cookery class, he lights up and he goes, kills the taste buds. A merciful death. And I do appreciate that.
Yeah.
The little touches.
Miss Mary has had a rough day with technology between the 1960s Roomba and this. These are the two women, Helga and Pandora. And Pandora has a kind of 60s tape deck.
She's got a thingamabob for sure. Like she fully wiggles a device at him when he walks in as if to be like, which is great because I don't know what this is.
It's like a Nintendo DS thing that she just like wobbles at him.
This is the Havana syndrome inducer.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
To be honest, they don't really linger on this. Like they try a bit of the same kind of like them both making fun of him, but like it's so perfunctory that like surprisingly it doesn't even get homophobic. Like they just they Havana syndrome his ass. They like induce him.
Yeah, they point the thingy at him. We later learn it uses old subsonic to the question mark, and then he dies of it.
Infrasound? Whatever.
Infrasound, correct.
Infrasound. It's subsonic. You can't hear it, but it fucks you up.
Using every channel, subliminal, liminal, superliminal.
Just hitting this guy with Sleep by Dope Smoker at like 10,000 decibels.
It's actually, it just plays Shoes by Kelly and he just dies.
Oh my God.
It's got some shows. Go!
God, I said
Yeah.
sleep by Dope Smoker instead of Dope Smoker by Sleep. I'm going to get killed in the comments. It's over.
Shout out to Dope Smoker.
Shout out to Dope Sleeper by Kills.
They're going to kill me.
So next day, Drummond and Flicky arrive, and they find Miss Mary's dead, and the place has been ransacked.
Yeah, they find him not just dead, but fridged.
In the fridged, yeah.
Literally
Say fridge, my boy.
fridged. Yeah.
The irony.
And when Flicky is like distraught by this, Drummond immediately like sort of instant transmissions over, and he goes like, "Shut the fuck up."
Yeah, she screams, and he just goes, "Shut up!" It's really odd.
Perfect 1960s grief counseling. Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck
At
up.
least he doesn't hit her.
I'm trying to deal with this.
It's Shut the fuck up Friday. Yeah, I guess.
I don't even think he does. Like, genuinely,
No.
he just like barks, shut up, and then just like gets on with like investigating the crime scene.
She does. She's like, "Oh, I'm normal now."
Oh, sorry.
So they're trying to work out why, and Drummond says rather unkindly, the only thing likely to interest a thief around here is nasty gossip, right? Which, gay men's gossip. He is also a spy, though, so I sort of have mixed feelings about this.
Well, that's a close point. Very close, but he's actually an insurance agent and not a spy.
Yeah.
Miss Mary is a spy.
Miss Mary's
Oh,
a
yeah.
spy? I thought he was a gay cooking instructor.
He's a gay
It's a
cooking
front.
instructor using as a front to be a spy, yeah.
My God.
He's like an information broker, which is not a
Oh, okay,
bad
well, in that case.
bit.
That's
Yeah.
kind of funny. I wish I had gotten that was what was happening.
It's kind of grading on a curve to be like, this isn't as homophobic as it easily could have been, but like, it's not.
It's not even really a curve, because I think genuinely the reason they didn't is because like this guy's gay was funny enough for them.
Yeah, for real. Like, that's the like whimsy, and it just reads to us like, and?
We're just like, yeah, normal thing to be. Likely. He runs a cookery school. Obviously he's gay.
Of course,
Next.
yeah.
But he does have a different thing, which is that he's fucking around with a bouncy ball all the time.
Is that what that was?
And that's one of the things that this is the clue. They find the ball and it says where next location is, ? Don't worry about it, okay? Just move on.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and we just move on.
Yeah, we get some scenes here that don't really seem to follow for each other, because now he goes to see
Yeah,
Mr.
for real.
Torrenson, the guy with the fake beard who definitely isn't Carl Peterson.
I do want to call back to something that we kind of skipped over. When Mr. Torrenson was introduced for the first time, Drummond had a perfect like German socialization moment, because
Yes.
the guy says, "I have this like glider company. It competes with Concorde, ? You must come and visit sometime." And Drummond goes, "I will show up tomorrow."
I'll be there.
Which is,
So, I didn't.
yeah, it was more of a figure of speech. Like,
Yeah.
I say, "See you later." They say, "At what time?" Like,
Yeah. I'm being polite. I said I should get out of your hair because I want you out of my hair. I need to be clear.
yeah. I slapped my thighs
I did this. Well,
and then got up.
Yeah.
That was the like signal that
I did a big
it is
sigh.
time for me to fuck off now. Slap. Well,
I am clearing up the dishes after this party. It is time for you to leave now.
goodbye.
well, I won't keep you.
That's when I ask if I can stay over.
This is how I am afraid I am at all times.
Literally is.
Oh my god, Jesus Christ. Okay.
What's up?
Oh, nothing. Just that may have been a slight lag, but when I was like, "I am afraid I'm like this," the next thing I heard was Abby being like, "Yeah, you are." Like, it is.
No, it's because I own myself.
No, I was talking about Dev.
Oh, thank God. Okay. Woo.
After my birthday party, when I was cleaning up the glasses, that's the moment Dev says, "Can I sleep on your couch?" Always, every single time. And I'm like, "No, I have you can sleep in the bed. It's fine."
I didn't want to alcove myself. I realized I'd forgotten to set up a hotel room, and Becca would not like it if I alcoved again.
One of all of the things about Becca that I love, I think one of my favorites is that she is pressuring you very strongly, like a sort of like international humanitarian organization would, to not sleep in a fucking alcove outside. Like,
It's fine. It was okay, even. I did it knowingly. I understand, but you had okay, what we're doing here. Last 2 Edinburghs ago, I went up there to see the Trash Future live shows, and I didn't book a hotel room. I just slept in an alcove overnight because I didn't have the scratch, didn't have the money. I didn't want to intrude on anyone either, which is why I didn't tell anyone that I was going to do that. And when they found out about this, everybody in my life yelled at me. So I've been told to stop doing that. Basically, I don't want to impose, so I won't ask until the moment, and I'll be like, you know what, I can probably just do this myself.
just very strongly, no, you do not have to sleep rough for a podcast live show.
What if I just endured? How about that? Anyway.
maybe you don't need to. Anyway. So my next note just says, no disrespect to the gliding community, who I know are huge fans of the show. I know you're out there, real glide heads that you are, but like, so obviously I want to keep you on side, but I do have to say, your hobby stroke profession, it's not the easiest thing to make sexy, right?
It's
like
not the easiest thing to film either. My only note in this entire scene is quick question: why is any of this happening? He appears to get into a. Hang on, sorry. Yeah, I need your help on this one. Like, so he gets into a plane.
It's a glider. It's being towed by the plane that he then discovers immediately after takeoff. One of the evil women is flying, which is you would hate for that to happen.
And she starts doing melee attacks to him with her plane.
Yeah, she tries to ram him.
Very dangerous plan.
Yes.
This is also the ultimate example of a very, very, very narrow beef that I have with sound mixing, right? Which is, you may have, like, once you're aware of this, you're going to see it in every fucking movie. Whenever you hear a plane diving, like, at something in a movie, especially a propeller plane, you get that noise. That is a specific thing installed on, like, German Stuka bombers as a part. It's called the Jericho horn. It was meant to sound scary. It's why it makes that like whining noise.
Oh.
And it's just applied to everything to suggest diving airplane. And I mean, because of World War II movies.
That makes perfect sense.
It's also the reason why TIE fighters make the noise that they do in Star Wars, because fucking George Lucas was doing a pastiche of World War II movies. I just ripped that off and thought, that's a cool noise. Stick it on a spacecraft.
And he did a great job. Star Wars is a fantastic property.
You make any decision with regards to Star Wars, and a lot of people get very upset with you. George had no idea what he was doing.
Oh, yeah, they do.
They get so upset.
Yes, they do.
I'm in favor of the Star Wars thing, right?
Good.
The thing that annoys me is like putting it on like a regular plane, like here, to be like, this is the noise that a diving plane makes. It doesn't. It fucking doesn't. And it doesn't really add anything. Yeah, it's just something like.
Hey, audience, you now can turn to the person next to you whenever you hear that noise in a movie and go, hey, did you know that that's actually not all of that verbatim?
It's the Jericho horn.
As awkwardly as I just did.
Yeah. Make sure you tell them that Star Wars is also good.
Get really like autistic about it. Yeah.
That's good general advice, actually.
Drummond has to jump out, but his parachute has been sabotaged, but he just opens it by hand. Brilliant. Fantastic.
Sick.
Yeah, he like tears open his own parachute. Fine, whatever. Next scene, he's in a sauna.
Not clear how this is connected.
Question mark. Star wipes to him in a sauna. And you're like, all right, okay.
Everyone is fucking Scandinavian. Everyone. There's a classic sauna guy. There's a guy reading a newspaper in there. There's a bunch of guys like lounging around. There's a guy in a wiggler, which we're always positive about.
We love a wiggler. He's getting information, right? The lass who's doing the massage has some information for him. Fine.
Yeah, fucking
Wonderful.
like Inga or whatever, like some other Scandinavian woman. He's like, listen, I know all of you are like friends and tell each other about all of the shit that you do in Scandinavia. What's this guy Torrenson's deal? And she's like, oh, he was always going to next location, which is Morocco.
He hangs out in Morocco with Carl Peterson and Baruch.
Yes. Yeah, Baruch.
All right.
And this is 34 minutes, the first mention of a plot-relevant boat. Osprey 3, say your fucking prayers. Your days are numbered, motherfucker. You are going to explode.
Yeah, that boat is not going to survive.
No.
Your days are as numbered as your ospreys. It's over for you.
Yeah.
We go to Morocco. There's some racist music, obviously.
Middle East music.
And he meets his contact, who is a white English guy who is wearing a fez as an affectation and who introduces himself.
But you can call me Butch.
Can I?
His name is Peregrine Carruthers.
Yep.
Yeah.
But you can call me Butch.
Spitz Mark Zuckerberg.
Well, this is the thing, right? The joke here is that he's cool. He's hip in a 60s way, but too much so. And the joke is, again, translating the thing, if the 30s guy would be a 90s guy, that would make this a Zoomer diplomat. Like, you get off the plane, Bond meets his contact, and the contact, like, has the fucking Zoomer haircut.
You forget Bond did this when they had young Q.
Fuck!
This is true.
That is what this is.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, when Q was like 007, this smart blood straight bussin' for real.
Well, Peregrine Carruthers is a British spy who is swinging too hard to be an effective agent in the 60s. This man is Austin Powers pre-parody. This
Yeah.
man
Jesus
is
Christ.
Austin Powers
Yeah.
in the time.
Oh my God, that's true.
He even says, my convertible's positively psychedelic. Get with it, man. And it's like,
This is what they were parodying.
yeah, this is just Austin Powers. Yeah.
He was Peregrine Carruthers this whole fucking time. We just didn't know.
So he drives Drummond to the fucking
Yeah.
location in a white convertible DB5, which is kind of sick.
Yeah.
Oh, God, it's so nice.
He's driving bad style, and as a punchline, he goes, "When will they learn to drive on the left?" Very
It's a
funny.
little bit funny. It's a little bit funny.
Yeah, that was good.
So he goes to this party.
Yes, go on you first. What if there was an older woman who was competent?
What the
How about that?
fuck? Revolutionary. Single-handedly saving this movie's misogyny score. Yeah, so this is meant to be like a society Lady Manderley, right?
Yes.
And her deal is we see her as we come into the party, and she's like a lush. She's got this very like sort of
I'd say.
tobacco-riven voice, and she gets Drummond aside, gets him into her office. Immediately drops that and is like, "Hey, I'm M from like the 90s Bond movies now."
Yeah. This is all an act.
Ahead of time.
Thank
yeah.
you.
Baruch is coming tonight. He's sponsoring a boat in the boat race.
Yeah, there's a boat race, I guess.
Yeah, that boy's exploding too. You better believe it.
Yeah, like, there's a murdered scientist who's the father of one of the races. My notes say can't follow this at all.
Yeah, no.
Baruch arrives, and it's clearly just the same guy from before with the beard and Carl
Blackface.
Peterson in blackface.
It's Carl Peterson disguised as that earlier guy, disguised as this guy with a big
Yeah.
fake nose. Cannot stress enough that that's true.
Nobody in the party is like, bro, why are you wearing blackface at the function?
It's too many layers of disguises.
Can't impress upon you enough that that is a real description of what's happening in the
Party
movie.
foul. Like, Justin Trudeau arrives.
Technically brownface, but like
Yeah.
He's a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude. It's over.
Yeah.
so he goes up to Drummond, and Drummond is like, "You're fucking Count Olaf, I know it."
Yeah.
And
Obviously.
Baruch immediately gets shot.
Just like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, oh.
By Helga.
Classic moment.
The older woman also gets shot, I think, but it's not on screen. Question mark.
Yeah, I called her Mrs. Karen Bay. She gets shot.
R.I.P. Lady Manderley. Yeah, she goes out like heroically or whatever. And then Drummond is like, "You have me at gunpoint. However, I recognize that pistol. It's a fucking stolen bit from the Connery movie from Dr. No."
Yeah. That pistol's too girly or whatever.
Yeah, pistol's gay. And then she flees the scene on that basis.
Meanwhile, Kruger, who is the guy who's the son of the murdered scientist from earlier on, is fixing up his boat.
Yeah.
Introduced in the last scene.
Yeah, it's not really clear how any of this is really like fitting in, but also that Pandora arrives and hits him with the fucking device.
Yeah, she devices him a bit good.
Yeah.
Because she's like, "My boss wants the boat," and he's like, "I don't want to give him the boat." And she's like, "Interesting, look into the device, please." And she devices him.
Yeah, she thinks, this guy hard as hell. It's over.
Yeah.
He does.
And when Drummond and Butch arrive and find his corpse, Butch firstly says, "Thank heavens he's not British."
Another good diplomat joke. That's two now. Not enough spy movies deal with diplomat stuff.
And like Drummond figures out that this boat, the reason it's so good is because it has an infrasound emitter on the bottom that like disrupts the water molecules and like makes the boat slide faster. It's like, oh, okay, they're like using this to cheat somehow. And I guess like he must have been murdered by infrasound too, because it like wiggles your molecules or whatever. What if for some reason we decided to use his boat in the race?
Again, I didn't imagine before this movie that you could shoot a powerboat race in a way that was boring.
You can.
They really do.
And you know what? Good on them. That must have taken some real effort. At this point, I stopped looking at what I was seeing and just started looking at what I was seeing, like lights wise. And I was like, the vibrancy of the blues and yellows on this print looks fantastic. Every frame of painting, but like the movie's dog shit also.
They wasted film to make this, but like it's shot like so listlessly. But yeah, so the two girls show up in another powerboat and fire a shitload of tear gas at Drummond and Butch.
Yes. There was a gas.
Love a gas.
Pretty good.
Love a gas. Love a woman in a bikini and a gas mask, I guess. And then they get captured, obviously. Drummond does the kind of like fake out thing. He's like, maybe I won't get captured because I'm going to drive the boat really fast, and still gets captured. No point to it.
And finally, we are taken to Denouement Island, the island of smoke show baddies, where somebody's going to explain what the fucking film is about.
Yeah. God, soon.
They have a perimeter guard in an orange bikini and orange strappy sandals posted every 5 meters. Every single one is a 10 out of 10 smoke show baddie. One of them is an uncredited Joanna Lumley.
What?
For real. Uncredited cameo in this movie. Joanna Lumley in a fucking bikini. And again, the boots, which drive me lightly insane.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Hell yes. Fantastic.
So they get captured. They get led onto the island. Drummond does the bit where he is going to order a drink. And there's twins who are bartenders.
Give me that beef soup.
It's like, you, get me some beef soup. The other one, you, get me some vodka.
Yeah. At this point, my brain is so melted that I discover that I've written down me seeing any two women well, if it isn't the blowjob sisters. I don't know what I meant by this.
I sure hope it is.
They're trimming or something? Is that what that is?
Pussy frotting.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
that's the joke that was... Yeah.
Oh, fuck. That's the joke?
The Scissor Sisters.
Fuck.
Scissor Sisters cover band called the Blowjob Brothers. Let's get together. Let's figure something out.
That's a better idea than any of the jokes I wrote for this.
I was going to say, because this movie doesn't have a budget, the bad guy doesn't have a doom fortress in a volcano. It's just a hotel.
Yes.
Yeah. Pretty nice hotel.
It's just a nice
It's okay,
hotel.
hotel.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice.
Budgets are so hard.
The way that Carl Peterson decides to introduce himself is possibly the funniest way I've ever seen a villain do this.
Yeah.
Which is he shows up where he's in a room, still in the brown face makeup, still with the fake gunshot wound, lying completely dead. And then when they go to revive him, he tears off the brown face makeup and the false nose and goes, "Surprise, motherfucker, it was me, Carl Peterson, all along."
It's not even that. He reveals himself as the previous guy he was disguised as. So he
Yeah.
Precisely tears off one level of disguise, like a layer of an onion.
He goes, "Mr. Drummond, what if I was white?" And he pulls his turban off to reveal sort of a blonde wig. And Drummond goes, "I fucking know that's you, Carl." And he Carl pulls off the blonde wig and goes, "Fuck!"
Everyone groans at my shit.
God damn it.
Yeah, he's so upset that Drummond has figured this out.
Everyone hates this fucking guy.
It's perfectly the Auntie Donna. I was just trying, introducing a new character bit.
Yeah, I was just trying a new look.
Yeah.
I was just laughing at it.
But then we do get a reveal that's actually good because Flicky comes in with a gun and it's I'm on Carl Peterson's side and have been all along. I was like, oh, okay.
I'm a double agent. Okay.
She finally gets a good fist off for the first time in the whole movie at this point as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's what turning evil does for you.
So of course Carl Peterson's right, I'm going to explain you my evil plan.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna blow up the Concorde because when it happens, I'm gonna make a bunch of money through insurance or some shit. That's the reason you're here, right? However, you may notice all of my guards are incredibly beautiful women.
If you notice the women, by the way.
Yeah. The reason why this is so is because these are
No, don't. Can we talk about how this is revealed?
Please.
The floor is yours, my love.
They have dinner. Peterson is dressed as the Duke of Wellington for some reason.
Yes. He starts talking about Napoleon and they go, and about how cool Napoleon was. And Drummond's like, "Well, you're dressed as a Duke of Wellington." And he goes, "Yes, I don't back a loser," which is quite funny.
I like people who win the Napoleonic War. And they have a flambe chef. They have a 10 out of 10 flambe chef who's cooking for them. And she sets herself on fire. Just her face just combusts and she doesn't even fucking flinch. And Drummond picks up something, I'm assuming a big pot of beef soup, and chucks it over and puts her out. And she just says, "Thank you." And Peterson goes, "They're very well trained."
Yes.
Then we slowly get this fucked reveal.
He goes, "You're aware of prosthetic legs, prosthetic arms, things like this.
You're aware of, for instance, a prosthetic nose like the one I was just wearing."
All of these women have prosthetic brains. Now, you might think that that's an extreme thing for me to do to have lobotomized this army of slave women. However, one time I stayed in a bad hotel.
That's true. He says that.
He says the service wasn't good enough. What if I had an army of slave women?
It's oh, you can't find the service, so I enslaved a bunch of women. I stayed in a bad hotel last week. You know what I haven't done about it? Enslaved any women. I
didn't even stay in a hotel and I haven't enslaved any women. I was in the alcove and I didn't enslave anybody.
Not the fucking alcove.
I've received some bad service in my time, but I've never enslaved anyone about it.
This is a movie about being transgender because as he's revealing that these are if not like outright fembots, then kind of lobotomites, old world blues style. He says,
once they've been fully trained and programmed, you won't be able to tell the difference between my girls and the common or garden variety.
all of my girls are parsoids, Mr. Drummond.
A couple of days ago, the Killjoys One Highlights channel posted a video in which we used the phrase common or garden white boy 4 or 5 times. And someone in the comments critically misheard what we said and thought that we were so aristocratic that we were using the phrase commoner garden to refer to like normal stuff.
Again, the commoner garden white boy.
The commoner garden sparrow or something.
Jeeves, send in the commoner garden white boy, Willie.
And I would like to announce that I will be picking that up. I will be saying that. That's my new nowadays.
Okay.
Commoner garden. Write it down.
The commoner garden.
I might say it on accident. Yeah.
Aristocracy is a hell of a drug. It's like, thank you.
He's been dronifying these women.
He has.
Yeah. And as he's dronifying them, he's like, check out this one. She's stupid and not good at being a robot.
This one's dumb.
Which is a strange thing for a robot to be. She's also kind of ditzy. It's kind of played for comedy.
They all have numbers instead of
names.
Yeah, instead of names. It's real bad. Like,
yeah, this is number 7. You may recognize, however, number 9. Robot number 9 is Virginia North, who was Brenda in the last movie.
Yes, I did notice Brenda.
They lobotomized Brenda from the last movie.
It's a damn shame. She was my favorite part of that movie, and she got lobotomized.
I know. I can't believe they lobotomized her.
We'll never get that DILF cock now. Now, you might be wondering, what will our protagonist do to reveal that this man has an army full of lobotomized slave women, all of whom must have been real women that have been kidnapped and lobotomized? He seems to not care that much. He sort of goes, cool, and then carries on.
The vibe is a little bit like if you were an adult and you were like meeting like another adult friend and they said, hey, check it out, I've got a Scale X trick. You're like,
right, neat. Anyway.
Cool, I guess that you have that.
Check it out, I've got an army of slaves. Oh,
it's like, okay, cool, man. But what about this plane? You know, I'm an insurance agent. I don't give a shit about the slaves.
Yeah.
Are the slaves insured? Are they insured with Lloyds? Because we've insured slaves before. Do you need slave insurance? We'll do it.
Grindset as an insurance agent is tough because you've got to have your mind on other people's money all the time.
Yeah, for real.
So they're like, all right, now we're doing shagging lessons. And one of them tries to fuck Butch. And much like me, not as successful at fucking Butches as she would like.
Very good. That's completely reasonable. And I wrote down, Butch Peregrine, for the love of God, this woman is lobotomized. You just found out. You just found out.
That is a consent issue.
Yeah.
And in fairness, he doesn't want to fuck the lobotomized woman. But it's because he's like scared of sex because he's not gay, but like a pussy is the movie's take. Like his mum wants him to like, you know, not fuck before marriage, I guess.
I will say that Pandora's ostrich feather negligee is amazing.
Yeah, okay, yeah, 100%.
I did once have sex with somebody who did in fact have an ostrich feather negligee that looked very much like this, and it is incredible.
For the second time in 2 movies, which is weird that it's happened twice, Carl Peterson is like, hey, Drummond, can you like fuck a woman in front of me while I watch?
Yeah, what is this shit?
I don't know. Drummond is trying to seduce this woman, and he gets disappointed in a way I'm very familiar with. Because she goes like, oh, can you top? And he says,
but I must say I didn't expect to find something as simple as a switch.
Yeah.
Heyo.
Thank you.
Heyo.
Yeah, no, they've all got fucking off switches because
they do, yeah.
And they're controlled by a central microphone. That'll fucking become important. But anyway, Drummond sneaks out of his bedroom in the middle of the night, and he like uses the control microphone to make the guards leave him alone.
Once again, for the nth time, they send in Helga to like fuck him before he like gets killed, as the traditional like, oh, you're about to die, so like have sex with a woman thing. And he just, not only does he leave, he takes her clothes. He steals her fucking underwear. Like
smart, yeah.
What?
He's like, that's an ostrich feather negligee. I'm fucking having that. That's great. Do you know how expensive those things are?
Bulldog Drummond AGP.
Folds it up.
Oh, you can sell that. They're really valuable. Anyway, so he meets Flicky down by the boats. He's like, actually,
Skyrim protagonist.
I'm CIA and have been the entire time. I've merely been pretending to be a dumbass. Really good. Love this reveal.
In many ways, the CIA double agent thing is a lot like the kind of nested brown face.
Yeah.
Of Torvaldsson or whatever his name is.
Yeah, no, I was pretending to be Scandinavian.
She's like, I'm a real spy, not a fucking insurance agent.
Yeah, no, I actually have a reason to be here, and it's to do with like the women.
Yeah. The slaves?
You know the women, Bulldog? Are you familiar with the
Same. I'm often saying that.
me arriving at any function? Me talking to security guards. They won't let me.
I'm here about the women.
Look. I'm here for the women. We find out how much money this is being done in favor of getting, which is $8 million. Carl Peterson goes, I'm going to get $8 million out of this.
And my notes say, like, I think you can make that just with the hotel.
In 1969, it was more money, I guess.
You've got a nice hotel, dude. Like, you not have any staffing costs. Like,
yeah, but like, how much did you spend on the lobotomizing? Because like, is that part of what you've done in order to do the plane thing, or did you just have them on hand?
He just did that for fun, I guess.
the infrasound tech, you could rig boat races. Like, I don't know, like, whatever.
Yeah, he said, oh God.
Helga captures Flicky, but Drummond escapes. And robot number 7, who he was nice to, like, doesn't report him in, like, lets him go. She's the defective one.
I should also note at this point that Butch fucks a lobotomized and possibly robotized woman.
That might be where my note, Butch Peregrine, for love of God, that is a lobotomized woman, is from.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has to be, like, seduced into it by her.
Yeah, I guess it's a fembot, as Austin Powers, I guess.
Yeah.
It's uncomfortable on a couple of levels.
It's really bad when you realize that the movie doesn't care about the women.
No.
When they reveal that they're all lobotomized and like nobody even sort of raises an eyebrow, really, that's when you're like, oh, okay.
That's going to get a lot worse soon.
Yeah, it is.
But anyway, Peterson like starts sabotaging the launch of this plane, and he's watching it on his like big bank of monitors. Somehow he has cameras both inside and outside the supersonic plane. I'm like, how have you done that?
Yeah.
My favorite part is that his plan is to make plane go up, Mr. Bond.
Yeah.
And then not sure, like not the coming back down again, not considered, not even part of the point. He's just going to make it go up.
He starts it going up, and then he says to Drummond the phrase, "That plane is supersonic and our device is subsonic. I've disabled them completely. Those are two different things, you dog cunt. Those have nothing to do with each other. You piece of shit.
I'm deeply bored.
You're just saying things."
Yeah, Drummond fucking rappels up the side of the hotel.
Yeah.
Fights two guys, uses the thingamajig, the fucking Havana Syndrome device.
Yeah.
Can you tell I didn't enjoy this movie? To blow up the control room.
Yeah.
Saving the plane, killing Peterson again.
Peterson's dead again.
Yeah.
For real, maybe.
Yeah, uses the microphone to turn the fembots on each other, apart from number 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peterson doesn't rescue these women. He orders them to kill each other.
Yeah.
My notes say monstrous.
Yeah, no survivors doctrine. All of these innocent, kidnapped and lobotomized women just get fucking wiped out. No problem. Not mentioned again. Not
That's
important.
canonically how Brenda dies, is like in a sort of like battle without honor and humanity against other lobotomized women.
Well, to be a fly on that wall, regardless.
Yeah. Number 7 survives and brings him the infrasonic box. At which point Flicky does some more like reverse double backflip brown face reveal.
Hell yeah. I love this.
She's cooking.
This is my favorite part. I love Flicky so much. Too.
She's like, I'm not CIA. I'm KGB. Give me the infrasound box.
That's why she didn't sound American at all.
Yeah.
A later movie might have this woman get killed or something, but instead what happens is that fucking Butch Peregrine goes, "Holy shit, you speak Russian? So do I," and then defects to the Soviet Union.
Yes!
Gets on the boat with her and they both leave.
And they win!
He defects for pussy. He becomes communist for pussy, which is, it's not the best reason to do it, but I'll take a win when you get it. Like,
yeah.
It's pretty good.
We'll recruit.
Really? Yeah, good.
And they get away.
That's a Roger Moore level of like comfort with the Soviet Union, you know?
And Hugh Drummond, Bulldog Drummond, because he's not a spy. He's just an insurance agent. The plane, he's done his thing. He just lets that shit go. He's like, whatever, take the secrets. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I'm going home. I'm going to fuck this lobotomite.
Sorry, but like the United States is not insured with Lloyds.
Can't do nothing.
Your policy does not cover this.
Well, actually, number 7 is revealed to also be a double agent who doesn't have a switch on the back of her head. And I guess she was actually CIA or whatever.
Oh, thank
Anyway.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Me going over to your house to see what video game consoles you have.
But I must say I didn't expect to find something as simple as a switch.
Thank you, yeah. I'm just amusing myself.
You're amusing me too. I'm just having a great time.
Yeah, he snogs number 7, and then this hotel explodes.
It's over.
Yeah, the hotel explodes. The boat is fine. I'm fucked. My rubric is over. It's fucked. I got nothing.
We don't have to simply say that this is one of the most boring movies I've ever seen. We don't have to say that Eurospy season has to continue for a bit more while we get the art for robbery season. So suggest things to us.
The art's not quite done.
I want us to watch Alphaville. There's a few other things that we can watch for Eurospy season. And then, inshallah, very soon we will be on to robbery season. But what we do have to say is that we have a science-based rating system. And that science-based rating system is called the SCUM system. It stands for SMARM, Cultural Insensitivity, Unprovoked Violence, and Misogyny. How smarmy is Some Girls Do?
I don't know. He doesn't have as good, he doesn't have good lines the way he did last time.
It's weirdly because every single one of his lines misses. It's not for lack of trying, but they all to be did you want to drink some beef cocktail with me?
I do want to try that. I do.
Abby.
We're going to have an intervention on you, but that's fine. You have to be in the country.
I think we might have found the only way of diagnosing prion diseases.
Yeah, he doesn't really have a lot of lines or his seduction is kind of weak.
No, nothing really.
Like last time, he doesn't really shag until later in the movie. He turns down the opportunity to shag the massage therapist.
He fucks Helga twice, but it's pretty listless. I think listlessness is the overwhelming energy from this film. It's not just lack of budget, but lack of investment in the other sense. It doesn't care about any of this.
4?
4, yeah, 4 works for me.
Cultural insensitivity.
Literal brown face.
Oh, I just found out the guy who plays Carl Peterson in this one plays Tanner in For Your Eyes Only.
Oh, shit.
Damn.
Oh, so he does. Jesus Christ. James Villiers.
James Villiers, yeah.
Oh,
Didn't
nice.
even know.
Why don't you use the identigraph? I knew I recognized his voice. It's the identigraph.
Why don't you use the identigraph? Yeah, it is. He has that weirdly intense way of saying shit.
Yes.
I got to do something very experimental here and play a sound clip out loud from my phone. So,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Take that out of your hand.
hang on.
I'm going to turn off your little toy. Stop! Take another step and I'll kill you. You'll kill me.
I really stop. Take another step and I'll kill you.
Kill you.
Just really, I'll provide, you know what, actually, why don't I provide you a real clip of that for the fucking audio and you can make that one sound better, man. Thanks. And then cut me saying that.
Stop! Take another step and I'll kill you.
Why don't you use the identigraph? Cultural insensitivity.
Yeah.
High.
Brown face. Yeah.
Huge.
Brown face. Full on brown face. Racist music in Morocco. The fact that nobody in Morocco is a character besides white people or our white guy in disguise is a Moroccan.
5?
Fuck this. 5, yeah.
Pretty high,
Unprovoked violence.
Yeah. The thing is, a lot of his unprovoked violence is against women, so we'll probably end up talking about that in a second here. He doesn't really shoot first at any point. I will say that about Bulldog Drummond.
True. He barely even carries a gun.
What I will say is that is a consequence of him having absolutely no fucking initiative and no character. But he doesn't do unprovoked violence, so that's a low score.
He allows Peterson to die at the end.
True.
He's the villain of the movie. It's a free one. You're probably going to kill that guy.
Yeah, he's going to kill all the people on the Concorde or whatever.
Yeah.
James Villiers' Wikipedia page is a really sad personal life section.
Oh.
It might be a 1 even for unprovoked violence.
It's going to save it. But I think probably this is going to damn it. Misogyny.
Misogyny.
Well, so the enslaved women isn't a problem for the movie. That's fine. That's normal style.
Yeah.
Don't clip Devon out of context saying that.
That's pretty bad.
I don't love it when someone enslaves women. I don't think that it's a good thing to do.
The hero of the film does not save them. In fact, he kills them.
Yeah, the correct response to discovering a bunch of enslaved women is to have them kill each other, I guess. Beyond them, you get a couple of roles that evince competence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lady Manderley gets to be M decades before any of the Bond movies would do it.
Mm.
And Flicky kind of gets to be like, it's at the last second because she's annoying sidekick for 99% of the movie.
Yes.
And again, I always feel with retcons that if you're like, oh, by the way, actually she was like cool this whole time, don't you feel like a dickhead? Always is a bit like forced and like doesn't.
It's like, no.
No, not really. I work with the information you provide me.
Yeah, no, I just watched the movie. Like, you show me this, and I go,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm sorry I didn't crisp and potato snacks this.
We didn't really mention it, but like Flicky is often like child brain and like she whines and behaves like a kid. I can't in good conscience give this less than 7. I think it has to go into the punitive zone for the female slaves.
It's genuinely unbelievable. Because like the last time we had the organization that was all women, they were just like employees.
Mm-hmm.
And there was no reason for all these women to not be employees in this one.
Yeah, they had more like personal misogyny in the sense of like, oh, this one's like sex mad or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, I guess that's hard to incorporate when you're a robot.
Yeah, instead of just like, this one's stupid.
Oh, the fucking like, oh, this one's also a robot, but she's dumb. Is like wants me to take it to like a 9, you know?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, 9 or 10, I reckon.
Yeah, right.
9?
Fuck it, 9.
9.
Whatever.
That gives it a total score of 19. It's pretty rotten.
Okay.
This was dog shit.
The scores were low because it didn't do anything particularly.
It doesn't do anything. It doesn't try anything.
Yeah, unprovoked violence saves it once again.
Yeah.
Really sucked to watch.
This is why Deadlier Than The Male got a sequel and Some Girls Do didn't. All right? They just didn't put the fucking time and effort in. No source. It's over. Some girls shouldn't have.
Mm.
And we're done with Bulldog Drummond. We never have to see or think about him ever again.
Cool.
Thank
if you said the
God.
name Bulldog Drummond to me in 2 months' time, I will not fucking recognize that.
I won't, but I'll just have a strange, inexplicable craving for beef soup.
I'm like, can we go for some beefs?
Sometimes I think that we as a podcast are too British.
I think it's because it's lunchtime over here and I'm just hungry.
Okay, well, thank you for listening to the podcast. Thank you to my co-host for being on the podcast.
You've never done that before. I love being here.
Yeah, I've genuinely because I've never it never occurred to me, which is very
I've had a great time.
well, I'm really glad.
Thank you for being here. No, it's been really nice to hang out.
Yeah, of course.
If the people want more of you, where can they find you?
Here.
I don't know. It's always a pleasure to come on and here. More specifically, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/killjamesbond. You go there, you can buy bonus episodes. It's a really novel method of delivering a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
The next one of those is, I believe, going to be cruising, which is
right.
your pick, Devon, for loosely Pride Month, which is not a month. And after that, I'm going to pick something queer. So
Hell
it's going to be a good time. And then I would also like, if you're like at us on Twitter, at KillJamesBond, with your suggestions for Eurospy movies that you want us to watch that we haven't covered, because I know there are gaps and we need to like fill some time while someone very talented paints very hard.
Mm-hmm.
In the meantime,
I'm so excited about that.
Me too. I can't wait.
One last plug, I guess. For the last month or so, I've been working with a Gazan family to help fundraise for both the Rafah crossing and now just living expenses. You can help contribute to that in my the GoFundMe is in my pinned tweet and it'll be in the description of this episode too. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
All right. Thanks so
Bye,
much.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you for listening to yet another episode of Kill James Bond. I hope that Pinewood Studios suffers Messmer's crusade. Fucking ASAP. You know all the upcoming episodes because you just heard them. You know all the plugs because you just heard them. So I'm here, I guess, to say if you do subscribe to the Patreon, first of all, I'll be very grateful. But second of all, if you subscribe above £15, not only will I be more grateful, obviously, it's a linear scale, but you also get your name read out on the podcast. And those fucking beautiful subscribers are Gilded Dragon. I've just been fighting you in Elden Ring. Lo Bjornsdottir, I am thinking about Elden Ring a lot. Lo Bjornsdottir, Candy Fox, Freya Aloysius, Gustavo Lira, Jack Holmes, Jordan Gamney. I'm getting my way through this list so that I can go and play Elden Ring again. I just want to be clear, I'm gonna rip through this fast and then turn the computer off. Mike Berg, Hannah Oberhart, Nick Boris, Jason Hager, Nate Mori, George Rohat, Kentucky Fried Commie, Drone Lover, Yarrick, Melody Morrow Gonzalez, Labor Delenda, S.J. Martindale, Trip Top, O. Jonathan Gerd, Max Gaiman Hart, Mothman, Jack Drummond, Beef Crime, Kit Divine, Library Hitman, Stazzy Kins, Lyndon Rose, Anne Hedonia, May Victoria Roth, Rosie Can't Fail, Anya Top, Science Daddy, Artemis, Beth Lucy Stab, Forrest L. Novell, Emery, or maybe Emrys, I can't decide, Arthur Sex Crimes, The Project, Whitney Wolverine, Claire, Loretta, May Zerth, Them Fatal, Joyous Uwu, Touchable Tip, Zan Hutchins, Just the Worst, Ash, Not in Florida, Hell, AR, Designated Hater, KN, Belladonna, Lenina, Scathage, Trans Commissar, Sorsha, Some Sort of Silly Canadian Creature, a Trans Robot, Steve Widdershins, Akira, Mia, Violet, Cybra, Annie Ruby, Rope Trick, Clarification, Bronan, Alex, Noblesse, Oblahite, Connor's Cool Big Sister, Isopod Gal, Mustard Cultist, Woolscott, Liz Nash in Florida, Corvid Cultist, John 2089, Seng Chen, Lady Ariane Clairvoyance, Quinn Valeri, Philippa Smith, Normal Again, Wolfie is Normal, Robert Greensmith, Abigail, Omega Combi, Finn Ross, Al Irving, Misidentified, Lemon Carrier, Loz Pycock, Pandora Hex, Zoe Shepherd, Josh Simmons, Off to the Protest, I'll Pick You Up on the Way, Emily Queen of Lost, Lauren Baston, Talkative Tiger, Turf Shit and Dialogue, Kill James Bond is November, Devon, Abigail, our producer is the wonderful Nate Bethay, our podcast art is by Matt Lubchansky, and I am going to go and play Elden Ring. Good night.